you've probably noticed that the best way to learn something is to teach it. On the other hand, teaching is also the best way to hide the fact that you haven't learned that thing yourself. I mean, as long as you teach theory, because if you have solid theoretical knowledge, it's easy to assume that you have no trouble with practice either, which isn't always the case. I remember one priest talking about sermons that he used to give, how he preached about the importance of moral standards, the importance of challenging yourself. And then one day his own mother attended the service. Obviously, mother knew him best, she knew what he was, what faults he had, and so in his presence, his sermon went something like, "We must remember about the importance of showing each other mercy and understanding and forgive each other our faults, which are many," or something to that effect. That is not to say that we need to be perfect in order to teach other people anything, because as somebody said, even if you are a failure, you can still serve by being a bad example. But there is a danger that if we focus on gathering theoretical knowledge, it can become a safe haven for us, a place where we can hide behind our competence and pretend that we practice what we preach. So as much as I believe in free art and art for art's sake, I believe there is a danger in learning theory for theory's sake, because this can give us a false sense of security, where even if we don't do what we know is right, at least we can boast that we know what's right, and that's success already, right? This Sunday we are meditating Mark 1 verses 29 to 39. As soon as they left the synagogue, they went with James and John to the home of Simon and Andrew. Simon's mother-in-law was in bed with a fever, and they immediately told Jesus about her. So he went to her, took her hand, and helped her up. The fever left her, and she began to wait on them. That evening, after sunset, the people brought to Jesus all the sick and demon-possessed. The whole town gathered at the door, and Jesus healed many who had various diseases. He also drove out many demons, but he would not let the demons speak, because they knew who he was. Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed. Simon and his companions went to look for him, and when they found him, they exclaimed, "Everyone is looking for you." Jesus replied, "Let us go somewhere else, to the nearby villages, so I can preach there also. That is why I've come." So he traveled throughout Galilee, preaching in their synagogues and driving out demons. 2 weeks ago, we meditated on the calling of the disciples, Simon, Andrew, James, and John. 1 week ago, we were in the synagogue and Jesus teaching with authority. And today, we are coming back from the synagogue to Simon and Andrew's home. In the context of our meditations, I would like us to look at these events as they happen in a sequence, 1 to 3. It's very important because first, we have this leaving of old life and embarking on a new journey. Then we have confrontation with authority and how the authority of love is different from anything else. And this time we are going even deeper. As you look at these Gospels, it seems that this journey requires more and more courage from the disciples. First, they are asked to leave whatever they were doing and begin this new journey. So that's a brave thing to do. Then they witness what Jesus says and does in the synagogue, and they are called to reject this old authority that wasn't life-giving and submit themselves to the new authority of love, which is obviously enriching but also very scary. So also it's a very brave thing to do. And you could say that that was enough. From that synagogue, they could have gone to other synagogues and maybe become certified coaches of the Jesus method and show other people what they've learned and repeat what they heard, what Jesus said. But Jesus takes another road. He doesn't take them to another synagogue so that they could earn a degree in Christian studies. He takes them home, to their own house, to heal the sickness that is under their own roof. Then he heals everybody around, and only afterwards he suggests that they go somewhere else. Once again, that is not to say that we have no right to open our mouths unless we have everything sorted in our lives ourselves. But I think the logic of healing is that as much as your words can be encouraging and motivating, it is your presence, something that already happened in you, that invites other people to want that very thing for themselves. Theory won't save you, but practice makes perfect. Of course, not in the perfectionistic sense of the word. If you want to reflect on what kind of an inner mother-in-law is sick in your own home, join us this Sunday 10 p.m. Central European Time. That's what we'll be meditating on. You can click subscribe if you don't want to miss that meditation, and see you there.